So we're here with Hakeem Alexander here at the Zeitgeist Media Festival, just before he's about to go up. Hakeem, welcome.
Welcome, thank you.
I understand you're a musician.
Yes, sir, definitely. Multi-instrumentalist.
What types of instruments are you going to play tonight?
Well, tonight I'm playing acoustic guitar, and I'll be singing.
So is this Hakeem Unplugged for the movement?
Yes, definitely. It's something that I discovered a few years ago to start going unplugged because a best friend, she's a professional violinist, and I would see her performing and everybody would be quiet and listening instead of the death metal bands I started where everybody was moshing, and I thought, I want to do that. I want people to listen to my message rather than be jumping around and beating each other up.
I think we can rebrand you as Unplugging and you're going green. How about that?
Okay, that sounds great to me.
Less electricity, more music.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's exactly why I really like it, because I'm more connected with the music and the message, and I'm not being, shadowed or crowded out by technology, which is great. I did it for many years, and I love it, and people make great use of it. But, when you've done something for so long, sometimes, change is good.
Now, here's a question. How do you see music as a force for education and enlightenment in a fully functioning society like we're trying to create with the Zeitgeist Movement?
Well, a lot of bands that I listened to when I was growing up, like Rage Against the Machine and Sepultura, they had these political messages that I felt. And there are a lot more bands too, and there's some ones nowadays like Born of Osiris, and they really have a lot of socially conscious messages. And that stuff was embedded in me, and I think it was one of the things that actually helped me to move forward and to be more open to the messages and to the truth that people were speaking. And then of course, my parents from the Caribbean, they're from Trinidad and Tobago. My mom and dad listened to Bob Marley all the time, and I never got it until recently. But now listening to his music, I see how much of a force he actually is for a change and making people conscious of the things that are going on. So those are, I can best describe it through those examples, is that I know that it changed me, and so I know that that's why my music helps to change a lot of other people as well.
Fantastic and inspiring. How were you first introduced to the Zeitgeist Movement?
Actually, it's interesting because I write a lot. I have a few blogs, and one of them I've been publishing on for about 9 years. And when I would read something to someone or tell them an idea that I'd be writing, they would say to me, have you seen the Zeitgeist movie? Or did you get that idea from Zeitgeist? Or are you part of the Zeitgeist movement? And you should watch this movie. And I would tell them, no, why would you keep saying that? And years people said that. Then last year I happened to be walking by the Avalon in Hollywood, and I saw a bunch of people taking pictures and doing interviews, and I thought, what's going on here? And then someone asked me to come in, so I went in and checked out the show. I met a bunch of people there, like the Siren. I met Rick Overton, Chad Fisher. I met tons of people there, and I thought, wow, this is amazing. And then this year, as I was looking to see if they were having another one this year, I saw they were taking submissions for artists that had some socially conscious messages that would fit in with the movement, and I thought, wow, I have a perfect song that I wrote for that, and I submitted it. A few weeks later, I got a message back, and here I am.
And what was that song?
It's actually called Always Faithful, also known as Killing Machine. It's a narrative of kind of stepping into the shoes of a military veteran.
Fantastic. Well, and speaking of military veterans, I see you in camouflage and an army hat. Are you have a military background?
No, I've never been. I have 2 sisters, actually. All the boys in the family. I have a big family, 3 brothers, 2 sisters. None of the guys are in the military or police, but my 2 sisters, one's 20 years in the Navy and another one's been in the Air Force for a few years. And but no military background for me.
And their brother has evolved into a foot soldier for justice, maybe?
That's what I have been doing. I really have liked to see myself with all the messages and the writing that I've been doing. That's what I've been wanting to do is wake people up. I consider that there's a global brainwashing agenda, and I actually went to a school for clinical hypnosis and got a degree, and I use that information to help people use more of the technical terms, and also, a lot of people tend to listen more when you have a degree in something, so it helps me to wake them up by using that authority that I have with the education.
That being said, do you have a final word for people that are watching this video that weren't able to make it to this or just now being introduced to the Zeitgeist Movement, and you can speak directly to the camera?
Well, the message that I would have really is, for example, like today we're doing a food drive for the Los Angeles Food Bank, and if you want to participate and help make social change in certain ways, you can find things like the LA Food Bank and other organizations that you could donate to, or find a way to get into wherever you are, your local chapter of the Zeitgeist Movement, and find out how you can get involved and participate that way.
Hakeem, thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Knock 'em out up there tonight.